Hello and welcome to this Java tutorial. So once you start writing any logic in your program, right? So first thing you need is variables of different types. And then you may need to compare those variables. So you may write some conditions like if variable A is greater than variable B, then do something, otherwise do something else. Or maybe a condition like if variable X and variable Y are equal, then only do something. So you start making some decisions in your code. So for this comparison and to determine the relationship between operands, you will use these equality and relational operators. And that is the topic of this chapter. So we'll see what are equality and relational operators in Java, and we'll also do some coding exercises at the end to get a good idea of decision making using these operators. So these equality and relational operators actually determine whether one value is greater than, less than, equal to, or not equal to another value. So when you do comparison using equality and relational operators, you get a Boolean result actually. Okay, true if the condition holds, false if it does not. So these are your equality and relational operators actually. So first is double equal, which is used for comparison. Then we have not equal, which is exclamation mark and equal to sign. Then we have greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. So one thing you have to remember, if you have to compare two primitive values for equality, then you use double equal. You don't use single equal because that is assignment operator in Java. Okay, so if you do something like this, right? Let's say if and you use single equal if x equal to y, where x and y are two variables, then rather than comparing, what you are doing is you are assigning the value of y to x. So for comparison, you have to use double equal. That is one mistake that many beginners make, that they use single equal, which is actually assignment. So you have to use double equal for comparison. So now when we know about these operators, let's try to do one program to see how they actually behave. I've already created one class named relational operator demo. So that's where I'll write this code. So first of all, if to take two variables, let's say int a equal to 20 and int b equal to 10. Now, first let's do like this. Is a equal to b? Yes. And write the comparison. So first we are doing the comparison using double equal. Now for all the other operators, let me just first copy it 6 times. Then I can do not equal, greater than, equal to, less than, and less than equal to. And if I run it, I get these values. Is a and b equal? A is 20, b is 10. So they are not equal. So that will return false. So all relational operators return only Boolean value. So either true or false. Is a not equal to b? Is 20 not equal to 10? Yes. So that will be true. Is a greater than b? Yes. 20 is greater than 10. So true. Is a greater than or equal to b? It is at least greater than, right? 20 is greater than 10. So true. Is a less than b? 20 less than 10? No. False. Is 20 less than or equal to 10? Both are false, right? It is neither less than nor equal to b. So this is also false. So we get these values. Now if I make it 30, then it will change accordingly. Now a less than b is true, a less than equal to b is true. Or if you make both as equal, then this will become true. Now A not equal to B is false because both are equal. A greater than B, no, both are equal. So that will be false. But this is not true. A greater than equal to B, yes, it is at least equal to. So that becomes true. Same way for less than. Is A less than B? No, false. Less than equal to? Yes, it is at least equal to B. So that is true. All right. So that is how you can use these equality and relational operators. Now you may think, okay, how does it help if we just print them like this? So that is not, you'll actually use them. That was just for understanding how they behave. You'll actually use them in conditional statement or loops. So we can check with the conditional statement, which is if else. So let me change this to 10 and introduce one more variable int c that I'll keep as 20. Now for that, what you do, you write if bracket where you check if a equal to c, a and c are equal. If a equal to b, so we have to use double equal to, right? A and b are equal. If it is true, it will come here. So something else also we saw in the beginning, right? If true, then do this, otherwise do something else. So for that otherwise, you actually use else. So if it is true, then do this, otherwise do this. Then we can see the else part. A and B are not equal. Let's say I'm just printing it here. If A is greater than B, then I can write A is greater than B. If A greater than equal to B or equal to B, then I can write if A less than B, A is less than B. If A less than equal to B, less than, less than, less than or equal to B. So we have equal, not equal to, we haven't written anything, right? If A not equal to C, A and C are not equal. With that, if we run, now A is 20, B is 10, C is 20. So let's see with that what we get and what we don't. So A and C are equal, that we'll get because both are 20. So 20 equal to 20, yes. A and B are not equal. It will go into this else part because they are not equal. A not equal to C, it won't go there because A and C are equal. So you won't get that printed, right? A is greater than B, yes, 20 is greater than 10. A is greater than B. This also, right? You will get A is greater than or equal to B because A is at least greater than B. A is less than B, A less than B, equal to B. These two you won't get. If we change it to C, A less than equal to C, then you will get. It is B here, but it is coming here, right? Because now it is at least equal to C. 20 is equal to 20, if not less than. I'll change it back to B. There will be a separate chapter for if else. There will go in more detail about how you write these conditions. But for now, just to get some idea about equality and relational operator, we are just using a simple if else statement here. Okay, so these are your relational operators. Based on this knowledge of relational operators, let's do some simple exercises. So first one is, if you have to find the largest of three numbers. If we have three variables, then you have to find out which is the largest of these three. Let me take this statement and go to Eclipse. Here I'll create a new class for doing these. Let's say relational operator exercises ex. I'll just write that much. The first one is this. So there are actually many ways to do it, but let's keep it simple with a single condition within if and else. So how we can do is, first let's say we have variables. We take the same thing, int a, int b is 40, int c is 30. Then what you can do is, if a is greater than b, if a is greater than b, that means at least you know that a is greater than b, right? If you come here, then you can do another check that is known as nested if. If a is greater than c, if a is greater than c also, that means that is the largest number, right? So we can take one int largest. We'll just declare it right now, right? We don't know the value, so we can't initialize it. Now we can initialize it here, largest equal to a. If a is not greater than c, then largest will be c, right? Because anyway a is greater than b, then only will come within this if block. So if a is not greater than c, that means c is the largest, correct? So we are doing these conditions. We have not gone through if else properly, but yeah, to do it we have to use it. But I hope it is making sense. Okay, so this is the part where a is greater than b. Then what happens? Now we'll have the otherwise else part, right? Which means if b is greater than a, then we'll do the similar thing with b, right? If b is greater than c, if yes, that means largest is b. Else, again, largest is b. Once we are done with this condition, we should have the largest number. Largest number equal plus largest. So that is 40, right? Now if we change, let's say b is minus 40, c is 130, this is only 5, then largest number is 130. Okay, so a little complex, but I hope it is making sense. So we check here, if a is greater than b, yes, that means a is bigger than b. Else part, when b is greater than a, right? Then it will come to else part if this is not true. So it will not go into any of these things. And if a is greater than b, then it will go here. Then you will make a check if a is greater than c also. If yes, that means a is greater than both b and c. That means it is the largest. If a is not greater than c, that means c is the largest because a is already bigger than b. That is why you are in this condition, right? So if c is bigger than a, that means c is bigger than b also. And same logic in else part. Okay, so that is how you can find the largest of three numbers. Then we have one more, check if a number is positive, negative, or zero. So second problem. Anyway, check if a number is positive, negative, or zero. Let's take a number in num equal to, let's say 400. So here also you can make a check. If positive means it has to be greater than 0, then you can check num plus is a positive number. Then you can check else if, because here we'll have another condition also. Num is less than 0. Negative number. If it is neither positive or negative, that means it is 0. 0 is 0. Won't make much sense. So just print number is 0. Right. So that's how we can check if number is positive, negative, or 0. So here we'll have two conditions. If number is greater than 0, then you do something. Else if. Otherwise, if number is less than 0, you'll have one more condition. Then you'll have this else. So 400 is a positive number. Let's give some space here. Now if I make it minus 40, then we check. Minus 40 is a negative number. 0. Number is 0. So these are some programs where you are making some decision and going to the correct branch, right? So you are having some decision making and control flow here based on these relational operators. So that is what they will do. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.